Everybody, Jason Burmis here, and it's time for some Pope talk. You know that really cool hip Pope. Pope motorcycle. This ain't your daddy's Pope, this is Pope Francis. Well, now, he's doing the hip, cool thing. And what's that hip, cool thing? Well, he wants to add ecological sins to the already oppressive culture of the Catholic Church. Pope Francis considers introducing new ecological sin in a bid to battle climate change. Oh, let's read some of this. And by the way, if you don't think that this is a concerted effort that goes well beyond, man, how did that happen? Oh, I know, because I messed with the saturation over here. Well, that's bad for me, huh? I guess I got to crank that back up. Sorry about that, guys. I hate it when it doesn't look as good as it should. There we go. All right. So anyway, Pope Francis is considering introducing ecological sins in a new bid to battle climate change. Speaking in Rome on Friday, Pope Francis said it's a duty to introduce the new sin to the Catholic Church teaching as a way to protect our common home. Now, if you watch this show, you know that I'm not a very religious man, that I'd say I'm agnostic at best. I don't like crapping and shitting all over other people's beliefs and religions. And at the heart, I think Christianity, the Bible, very good teachings. And I'm not to say, hey, all of it's fake and it's made up. I wasn't around 4,000 years ago, 1,000 years ago, 100 years ago, 50 years ago. And even in my short 40 years of life, I got to tell you, reality has been distorted to such an effect, I can't be sure of everything that I've learned and observed out there or been taught over the years, and neither can you, okay? Unless you have firsthand knowledge of something, you've really dug deep into the issue, you may not have a grasp on that. So right here, I know that this is going to piss a lot of Catholics off, by the way, he's going to try to introduce this as a new sin. And as I was talking about before I adjusted the saturation on this bad boy, this is a concerted effort. No GPS data, thank you so much for the super chat. Nature worship is a part of global pagan agenda. And I was going to get to that, and I was going to get to the fact that, originally the pagans, in which a lot of our holidays are derived, and when I say are, I mean Anglo-American holidays, things like Christmas and Easter, they were pagan holidays. We absorbed them from, earth-based religions. This is a very, very real thing, all right? And as I was saying, concerted effort, this is currently on NBC News, okay? Climate confessions. Sound a lot like climate sins or ecological sins. Confess your sins to the world and how you're ruining it. And here's the thing. When you look at actual pollution, it's a real thing. It's a real thing, but this isn't about actual pollution. This is an agenda for a carbon tax. And a carbon tax, even if you believe in man-made climate change or global warming or any of that, right? Not really a carbon tax for large corporations. It will trickle down no matter what, and we'll pay it 2 to 3 times over as individuals for living, because everything involves carbon. So write your confession or view confessions. We're just going to pop that and it scrolls you right down. Let's read some of this nonsense. I still eat red meat. I have been trying to like beans for 10 years. There's a meat one. I'm hoping that some of these people are trolling the site, but you never know. How can you ever be sure? Plastics category. Amazon delivers one order of multiple items in separate packages. Instead of one, it means more paper, plastic, and gas. But unfortunately, what you don't understand about that Amazon order is there's a possibility that they may have been out at one facility and be able to ship your item at another time. Again, kind of nonsense. I use reusable plastic bags to offset deforestation. Well, the big hype around the rainforest and deforestation of the 80s and the 90s just really proved to be Johnny nonsense. Within 20 years, we can replant as many trees as we like in a life cycle. And 20 years in perspective, seeing as what we do to these places, really isn't that large. Reforestation is something that's a technology that we have if we want to do it. And I think that in certain places, of course, it would be beneficial. I confess that no amount of bogus smog tests and commercial taxes on my pickup truck is going to make me believe I'm the problem. So there's your troll one right there. Thank you. No, thank you, man. I mean, that's, I mean, I don't know I'm hoping he's being serious there and it is a troll and he doesn't actually feel like I'm just lost. I'm writing my confession on a cell phone made of plastic. You get the idea. Now, right now, Ford Fisher, he's an independent journalist. There are activists with ex-Rebel DC from the Extinction Rebellion agenda, and they are going to attempt a hunger strike at Nancy Pelosi's office. Now, take a look at these people. Do these people look to you like the people hard enough to make a hunger strike? They're not. And they're taking some supplements or whatever. Guys, number one, what you should have done is, you should have spent the last couple of weeks with some discipline and kind of weaning yourself off of food and then taking those supplements. But I'm sure you didn't. And, Extinction Rebellion is about what? We haven't even said the word yet. Population control. And that is really what this man-made climate change carbon tax agenda is about. A lot of people want to talk about Agenda 21. And that was an old blueprint for this. The smart cities, the track trace database society, that's where it's really at. Now, and I'm not sure why they have a Prince Andrew thing here, but there's a new documentary, The Myth of Extinction. It's on truthstreammedia.com. I spoke to those guys yesterday, and actually, if you saw where I got this story, the Climate Confessions one, it was off of their Twitter feed. Now, Aaron and Melissa Dykes have done extremely amazing work. I think that it's available right now for a few dollars on Vimeo. Please go support them. I'm going to watch this. They gave me a link last night to it. We talked for a little while via some Twitter DMs, and they're tough to get on. They have a family. They're trying to produce big content, but essentially their YouTube channel been completely eviscerated with almost 500,000 subscribers. And that's why you guys are so important. I mean, how many people are talking about the fact that this, agenda, right, here, I mean, that this agenda is global, that it does involve religious aspects, that it does involve corporate aspects, that it does involve media aspects, and it's all trying to tell you that you are the part of the problem. The problem. You're the problem. And human beings are the enemy. At a time when automation is coming in, when transhumanism is being pushed, it's very, very dangerous. And when you have large-scale religious leaders like the Pope now talking about ecological sins, and people are encouraged to put out their climate confessions, you're easing them into what I think is this kind of new age, new world order-esque agenda and religion. When Eisenhower gave his military-industrial complex speech, a lot of people forget that he talked about a spiritual aspect to what was going on. And that is very, very real no matter what you believe. So, guys, I want to encourage everybody to please go check out the new documentary by these guys, The Myth of Extinction, and then Rebellion is in quotations. I myself am also a documentary filmmaker. Oh, we hit the wrong button. Got to get Corbett back on. Loose Change Final Cut, Fabled Enemies, Invisible Empire, A New World Order Defined, and Shade the Motion Picture, all free on this channel right now in the documentaries playlist section. And guess what, guys? Believe it or not, I don't know how it happened, but we're going to just bring it right over. Bam. They gave me memberships. Now, at 30,000, I was eligible. but now I actually have it. I still can't put a Teespring story in this, but they have given me memberships. So now in the comment section, not in the live chat because I don't get to scroll through those as much after the fact, but in the comment section, let me know what you want me to do with this. What do you think if I do go with these different levels to try to encourage YouTube to keep me on this platform? What you would like at these 3 different levels, what I should be charging. It's between, excuse me, $1 and $4, $5 and $15, and then $20 and $100. So if you have ideas, I was thinking about maybe crowdfunding a movie, a documentary movie through this, but it would make more sense to do it through GoFundMe because I would get to keep more of the funds. But then at the same time, it would also make sense to try to stay on this platform where, guys, for free, I'm doing 3 to 7 videos a day for you guys. Please thumbs this up, share it with others. If you like this content, if you're new to it, please hit that subscribe button. I really want to hit 40K before November's over. And that's in 12 days. I don't know in 12 days I'm going to get 3,100 subscribers, but I'm sure going to try. And with your help, maybe you email a video that you think is important to a friend. You DM it to them through Twitter or Snapchat or whatever you use, and you can help too. And if you can, guys, I'd also love to be a little bit higher on the GoFundMe. I'd love to be, we're a little over halfway in the month. I wish we were actually at like 2,600, but that's okay. We're pushing forward no matter what with the demonetization. Like I said, we just got memberships, so maybe that's a new tool that we use. But if you can, $5, $10, $15, it does mean the world to me. It allows me to put everything out for free. And that's the thing. I'm hesitant not to put everything out for free. So with the memberships, maybe I have to give like physical perks that I end up mailing out to people because I also don't want to be beholden to people's messages and like start getting, pay for play stuff. I'll always answer a question, but for someone to pay for a video on a topic that maybe I don't want to do or, try to sway me towards something, that's not something I'm interested in. With that being said, guys, I'm going to be doing videos all